Imagine you're a golden dragon, collecting treasure and fighting goblins for 100 days. On day 1, I hatched from a golden egg as a golden dragon. Whoa, my scales are completely made of gold. I only had 6 hearts, but I also had a fireball attack. I'm gonna test this out on some wolves. I shot my fireball, setting those wolves on fire, but it also triggered them into attacking me. I started to run away, and I ended up flying away instead. Whoa, I can fly? And I learned how so quickly, since I'm not even a full day old yet. After flying around for a bit, I landed in a village and wanted to meet the locals. And how do you think you're gonna do that? He pulled out a crossbow and started firing at me, so my fight and flight instincts kicked in. Eat fireball, peasant! He kept shooting at me, wanting my gold, but I didn't want to kill him, so I decided to fly away. I wonder if a lot of people are gonna want my gold. I found a cave to stay in for the night, and I was lost in my thoughts. Where could my family be? Or am I the only golden dragon around? For day 2, I was ready to set off into the world and live my best life as a golden dragon. But first I had to work on my skills. I want to be the strongest dragon ever. I knew that in order to survive, I needed to build some weapons to defend myself against other predators. I began to chop down trees and made a wooden pickaxe to use for mining stone. I eventually was able to mine enough stone to make a stone pickaxe, axe, and sword. After working all morning, I heard my stomach growl. So I flew above the forest to spot something nearby when I suddenly saw a flock of sheep eating some grass and used my fireball power. Oh, nice! The fireball also cooked the sheep. Time to eat. That was delicious. Just what I needed to continue on my journey. What was that? I needed to know where this roar was coming from, so I quickly flew up into the sky and followed the sound. That roar sounded like it's nearby. Perhaps it's near the place where I was hatched. That's where I need to go. As I flew closer to the area, I saw a huge golden dragon running around, and it looked just like me. Hey, are you my mom?
My little golden baby. I thought I lost you forever.
Wow, Mom, we look just like each other. I'm so happy to see you.
Well, I'm very happy to know that you are safe. I never want you getting lost again, okay?
I thought I was going to be all alone in this life, just like the last time I was a dragon, since I never found my dragon family in that video. But now I have you, Mom. My mom gave me a little tasty treat, but with a worried look on her face.
Be careful now. You are not like any other dragons. You are very special, and people could take advantage of you.
I'm special? What do you mean?
All in due time. Now come, follow me.
I followed my mom, trusting she would be taking me somewhere safe. On day 3, my mom brought me to her castle, and it was filled with treasures of gold, silver, and jewels. I want to have a treasure collection as big as yours one day.
Maybe one day, but you're gonna need to start with getting your tool set ready.
She wanted me to find a cave close by and start mining iron and coal. Okay, that should be easy enough. I went into a cave and found plenty of resources. I then made a few furnaces and melted the iron into ingots and made an iron sword, axe, and pickaxe. Now I'm ready to take on the world. I spoke too soon, because in the cave, I ran into some trolls.
Hey lads, look at the golden boy. Let's get his hide and bring it back to the boss.
I won't let that happen. I defended myself with my new iron sword and set some of them on fire. And even though I was able to defeat most of them, one troll did get away. After all that, I went back home and found that my mom had made me a golden meal, complete with golden eggs, meat, and vegetables.
Eat up, Bronzo. You gotta get big and strong.
The food was so delicious, and it gave me some extra golden hearts. But I was now all full, so I saved some of the food for later. Thanks for dinner, Mom, but I'm getting a bit sleepy.
All right. Good night, sweetie.
I then went to my room and slept on my many beds for the night. For days 4 and 5, I went exploring the castle and found some chests with so much gold and riches. I even took some of the gold for myself. Mom won't miss these, right? I then tried to open up one of the chests, but for some reason, this one wouldn't budge. What the? Intruder! The box goblin attacked me, but he was so tiny, I was able to hit him a few times, and he was killed. Haha! That'll teach you not to break into other people's homes. My celebration was cut short when 2 more goblins showed up. These goblins were a lot tougher, but I set one on fire while I used my sword on the other one. Yes! Victory number 2! I then rushed to look for my mother, hoping she was okay, but when I found her, she was being attacked by a horde of goblins. Mom, take those green meanies down! She had a blue fireball power that made explosions, but it wasn't enough. Let me help you.
No, I can handle this, Bronzo. Run and hide. I'll go find you.
I did as my mother said, so I found a nice place in the woods to hide, where no tiny goblins could see me. And now I wait for my mom to get back. I hope she's okay. On days 6 through 8, I waited for my mom to come look for me, and she never did. So I decided to go find her. Mom? Mom! Where could she be? I flew towards the castle and noticed that everything looked ruined. All I could find was destroyed bits of the castle everywhere. All the treasure's gone too. This place is a complete mess. Mom, where are you? I couldn't find my mom inside the castle. I began to think the goblins captured her, but I did not want to lose hope in knowing she was okay. I'm going to save you, Mom. I decided to start my journey in finding my mother. So I flew across many forests and fields without stopping. I must keep going. She could be anywhere. After many hours of flying and searching for my mom, I got really tired and decided to rest for a bit for days 9 and 10. This looks like a peaceful spot to rest. I found a little area that was surrounded by flowers, and I laid in a soft patch of grass. I looked around before I could close my eyes, and I could see a shiny light peeking out on the side of a tree. What is that over there? The light flew away from the tree and closer to me. I had never seen something like that before. It was a pixie.
Hi! I hope I didn't scare you. I'm Freya. What's your name?
Oh, hey, Freya. I'm Bronzo, the golden dragon. Is this where you live?
I live by the creek nearby. I am a water pixie.
Wow, that's really cool. I bet you have very special powers.
That is true. I use them to fight off trolls and goblins and shred steal my pixie dust.
I began to wonder if maybe she could help me fight against the goblins who captured my mother. Look, I'm searching for my mom, who I believe was captured by goblins.
Ah, I see. Perhaps some of my pixie dust could help you on your journey. Maybe I could tag along?
Of course! I needed all the help I could get, so I decided to let Freya accompany me on my journey to save my mom.
You need to be well equipped in order to fight these goblins. You don't want them stealing your precious gold.
I used the iron I took from my mom's old chests to craft an entire armor set.
Looking good, Bronzo. Now you will be protected on your journey.
Wow, thanks, Freya. You're so helpful. Now I feel extra powerful. I was getting really hungry. I had to make sure I ate something nutritious so that I could build strength for my journey. So we stopped for a bit, and Freya had some food on her. Oh, I have a special ingredient I can add to these berries to give them more power. I used some of the gold I collected from my mom's chest and combined it with my berries. Delicious! As soon as I ate the berries, I grew to my full size and gained so many hearts. After meeting Freya and getting ready for battle, I gained hope. We then flew into the sunset and headed out on our journey. On the days of 11 to 13, Freya and I found a village, and it was crawling with goblins.
You stay here and hide. I'll go ask around and see if they know where your mom may be.
Good idea. She flew over to the goblins, and it seemed like she was gesturing to me, but I couldn't hear what was going on. I have a bad feeling about this. Then Freya flew away, and the goblin started approaching me. I was spotted and betrayed by Freya. I had to fight back though. Luckily, we were outside and I was able to fly away before they were able to hurt me anymore. I thought she was my friend, but I guess she was just as greedy as the others. I will get my revenge. I flew far away and eventually found a nice clearing next to a mountain and decided to make this my new base of operations. This place is great and full of resources. I started digging into the mountain for some cobblestone. I want to make a castle bigger than any other. I then made some more furnaces to turn the cobblestone into regular stone. And now we wait. I needed a place to sleep temporarily while the cobblestone melted, so I made a little hut to sleep in for now. I made a bunch of beds from the wool I got earlier and filled up one of the corners. Now it's time to get some well-deserved rest. On the night of day 14, I had a dream that I was visited by my mother. Mom, I'm so glad to see you again. Are you okay?
It's nice to see you too, my son. But sadly, this is the last time we will meet, for I am not of this world anymore.
No, I knew something was wrong when you didn't come looking for me. She wanted to tell me to take care of myself, and she wanted to warn me about the upcoming conflicts.
There is a goblin king who is trying to steal all the gold from the world. He is the one who ordered the attack on us.
What does he want with the gold?
He wants to use the wealth to rule over the world with a golden fist.
I vowed right then and there to put a stop to this Goblin King's tyranny, no matter the cost. Goodbye, Mom. Until we meet again. I then woke up, sad to know what happened to my mom, but also motivated to take on the Goblin King and save this world from his rule. On days 15 through 18, I realized I was woefully unprepared to face the Goblin King or his minions. I need more resources, but even something like a diamond sword might not be enough on its own. I ventured deep into the caves below my base in search of lapis as well as gold. I should enchant all of my armor and tools, and gold items have the best enchantments. I was minding my own business when I heard a hissing sound from behind me. Creeper! Oh man! Ah! Narrowly surviving the first explosion, I looked up and saw a swarm of creepers approaching. While I was keeping my distance and landing hits when I could, I saw something sparkly underneath them. Diamonds! I kept shooting fireballs at the creepers so they wouldn't explode. Finally, I landed the last hit and killed the remaining creeper. Come to Papa! With my newly found diamonds, I crafted a pickaxe, then mined some obsidian. Finally, I decided to return to the surface with my spoils. Don't want to push my luck too much. When I got home, I smelted the gold and used it to build a golden golem. Hey there, buddy. I'm Bronzo. What's your name? With my newly made companion, Jeff, we got to know each other and turned in for the night. Okay. That's fine. I wasn't gonna use it. On days 19 through 22, we were ambushed by the pixie, and this time she had an army of goblins with her.
Attack my goblin minions!
The pixie ordered the goblins to attack me, but luckily, Jeff stepped in to help. With the power of friendship on our side, we crushed the goblins. I used my fireball attack on the goblins, but they were shooting a lot of arrows at me. I really had to keep my distance.
How dare you kill my minions, you foul beast! I don't regret betraying you in the slightest! Your only worth in this world is the gold you're made of!
I became enraged at the pixie and felt my anger bubbling up. How dare you speak to me like that? I lunged forward and slayed the pixie. Take that, you chump! As she died, she dropped pixie dust and a pair of bunny shoes. I knew just who to give these to. Hey, Jeff, here, I want you to have these. They'll help you to fly with me. Jeff tossed on the shoes and began to float upwards. I'm glad you like it, man. Now help me clean up. On days 23 through 27, Jeff had found a survivor from our previous battle, a purple goblin. I see you survived the battle. Now there's only one thing you can do for me if you wish to be saved.
Yes, you see, I only want to help you. I'm not like the other goblins.
I could tell this goblin was trying to trick me into thinking he was nice, but I had one goal, and that was to defeat the Goblin King. So I figured I could use him to complete my mission. Okay, what's your name?
It's Lenny.
I see, Lenny. You want to live? How about I spare your life if you take me to the Goblin King? Huh? Does that sound like a fair deal?
Well, you see...
Take me to the king, or I will kill you right now.
Okay.
My plan was working accordingly, as Lenny agreed to take me to the king. However, I knew I could not trust him, so I had to be careful on my way there. Hey, Jeff, please stay here and watch over the base while we are gone. The goblin and I began to travel towards the Goblin King's castle. We went through the tundra, and then over an ocean. Where are we headed now? We arrived at the savannah, and I immediately felt like we were in danger. I saw a group of lions started running towards us. Time to attack. I battled against the lions and saved the purple goblin. That was a close one. All right, where should we go next?
I'm not sure.
Well, you're gonna have to figure it out. We have no time to waste. I could tell the goblin was annoyed by me saving his life. He was trying to trick me.
Well, anyways, thanks for saving me. I think we should head towards those mountains far west.
Well, I'm gonna need you to get to the Goblin King. Come on now, let's go. Just so you know, I know this was part of your plan, trying to get me killed.
Oh, no, of course not. You see...
Well, quit your little tricks. Next time you do something like this, you'll end up dead. We then continued to travel towards the mountains, and this time, I was extra careful about my surroundings. I was not going to be fooled again. On days 28 to 32, the tricky goblin finally took me to a forest with a small castle. It was a long journey, but thank you for bringing me here.
Well, this is where we part ways, Bronzo.
I could tell Lenny did not want to go with me into the castle. Not so fast, little guy. Lenny knew where I lived, lived. There was no way I was letting him be free knowing he could easily find me again. I make the rules here, Lenny.
You see, I can't be here. If I show my face, I will be disgraced.
Don't you worry. I'll make sure you stay alive while I defeat this king. Come on, we must hurry. I took Lenny with me inside the castle, and I came up with a brilliant idea on the way there. If I used Lenny as a bargaining chip, I could get the king to leave me in peace. You must be the Goblin King.
I am the Goblin King. What do you want?
That's your voice? How are you intimidating?
Don't make fun of my voice. I am a king. I'm royalty.
The Goblin King grew with anger as he whipped out his magical staff to show his power. Hold on now, I brought this purple goblin as a peace offering.
This traitor?
The Goblin King gave us a long stare and then told his ogre minion to kill Lenny.
Polonius, kill this backstabber.
Oh, no, please. My king, you see.
Nobody messes with the Goblin King. Off with your head.
This was awful. I set Thelonious on fire and then quickly flew away and headed back home. On days 33 through 36, I headed back to the base when I suddenly ran into a Cyclops. A Cyclops? This one is kind of small.
Mom? Well, where is my mom?
I was ready to fight this Cyclops, but this one seemed easy to kill.
No.
I noticed the Cyclops ran in fear as it seemed lost and confused, so I put away my sword and tried talking to him. Wait, what are you doing out here, little guy? You lost or something?
Yes, I'm lost. Do you know where my parents are?
The Cyclops was just a lost little baby who just wanted to be with its parents, so I decided to comfort him. Oh, I'm sorry that you're lost. When did you last see your parents?
I took a nap down by the tree over there, and when I woke up, they were gone.
I felt bad for the little guy who knew where his parents could be, so I decided to help him. Tell you what, I'll help you find your parents.
What? Really? You do that for me?
Of course, I love to help out, but in return, could you do me a favor? All you have to do is subscribe to the channel and watch all the Bronzo videos, and click the bell to never miss a new video.
Yeah, once I find my mom, I'll ask her for my iPad and subscribe right away.
Deal. Follow me. I brought the baby Cyclops with me to a larger Cyclops, who I found a couple miles away, eating some goblins. Hey there, is this your kid?
Ah, baby Timmy. I was so worried looking for you. Thank you for helping him find me.
Poor little guy. He was very lost. I'm glad we found you.
Here, have some apples. They are freshly picked from our local tree. It's the least I could do.
Why, thank you. These apples will be perfect for my long travels. You're a nice guy. Want to be friends? I'm in a battle against the Goblin King. His army killed my mother, so I hope to seek revenge and gain peace.
Ah, I see. Well, I'm willing to aid you in this war against the goblins. I hate those guys anyways.
Wow, thank you. I said my goodbyes to the Cyclops and then headed back home. On days 37 through 40, I arrived home, and Jeff was ecstatic to see me. I missed you too, Jeff. I decided to take Jeff on a mining trip with me to find some more diamonds. Thanks, Jeff. That's awesome. We found enough diamonds to make a sword and a pickaxe. These are rad. While we were down in the mines, we were even able to find some gold and obsidian. So I gathered as much as we could and boogied back up to the surface. Sunlight, I missed you. Next, we decided to begin working on the castle. We built a magnificent main room with some tables and chairs, as well as these really cool lights. We also built a big room to store all of my treasure. This is amazing. We took all the gold we mined and turned them into coins and put them in the treasure room for safekeeping. Wow, this sure is safe. Nobody would ever dare invade this base. I spoke too soon though, because that night our base was attacked by zombies. Thankfully though, Jeff and I were prepared, and the zombies were no match. We killed them all, lickety split. Take that, chumps! On days 41 through 43, I searched for a library and met an Enderman. Hi, I'm looking for a library. Would you happen to know where one is? He told me he knew where a library was. It was in the stronghold, and I could follow him there. I would love to, but I don't think I'd be able to fit. I'm just way too big, you see? When we arrived, I noticed the village was abandoned, which was good, because I didn't want to hurt any innocent villagers. I wonder where everyone went, though. I found some books and began taking them, when suddenly we were ambushed by trolls. Now I knew why the villagers were all gone. As the battle raged on, my new Enderman friend helped me fight off the trolls, but there were so many of them. Luckily, the fight went on until the morning, and all the trolls turned into stone. Haha! Victory is ours! They're all petrified now. Haha! Thanks for helping, pal. I better get going now. With the help of my Ender friend, I acquired the books and left town. From days 44 through 49, my mission was to set up my draconic enchanting room. While the area from the enchanting table itself will be small, I need to be able to fit in the surrounding area. So I decided to construct a new wing for my base and prepared some gold items for enchanting. Though they tend to get a bad rep, golden tools tend to enchant the best. When I brought my tools to the table, I got my golden sword with smite and life leech. And my pickaxe got efficiency too. My armor enchantments were mostly protection and unbreaking. Sweet! I've got to test this out. I flew over to a particularly dark area and took my new items for a spin. They were incredibly effective, but I noticed a slight issue after the fight. Wait, what? When did my sword get to almost no durability left? I just started using it. It was right then and there that I decided to go off-brand and get diamond everything. On days 50 through 53, I went mining for diamonds and was able to get enough to make a helmet and a pair of diamond pants. Thanks for noticing, Jeff. I hoped you would like it. Jeff was right. I needed to focus on my war against the Goblin King. Hey, why don't you go mining for gold? And once you collect enough, I can make more golden golems and start my own army. While Jeff was busy with that, I worked on the castle, making a huge bedroom for the soon-to-come golems, and a grand dining hall for everyone. Now we just need some food. I then made a farm ready outside, but sadly, I had no crops, so I was off to look for any close-by villages that might have some spare food. From days 54 through 58, I gathered crops from some villagers. You guys really don't seem to mind. Thanks anyways. I then returned home and planted the crops. This looks fantastic if I say so myself. Still needs a lot more crops, but it's a start. Jeff had surprised me with tons of gold, but he still needed to smelt it into ingots. Great job, Jeff. While Jeff was busy smelting, I decided to go hunting for livestock. All this meat is gonna taste so good. On the way back home, I ran into a nether portal and saw the Goblin King and Thelonious step out. Shoot, I better take cover. I hid and did some eavesdropping on them. They talked about how they stole all the gold from the piglins. That's so messed up. They have to pay for this. I didn't want to get caught, so I left back home and came up with a great idea. Hey Jeff, may I borrow some gold? I know, but I want to give some to the piglins. They got all their gold stolen from the Goblin King. Well, they might join us in the fight against the goblins if we help them with some gold. Jeff gave me a bunch of gold, and I went back to the nether portal. On days 59 through 62, I entered the nether and began looking for the piglin's base. I need to give the piglins some gold so they can join me in this battle. As I traveled through a crimson forest, I met a hoglin who was hanging out by a tree. A hoglin? He seems harmless. Maybe he can help me. Hey, I'm Bronzo. What's your name? Pumbaa? The hoglin looked at me and then immediately attacked while making really weird sounds. Sorry to disturb your peace, kind sir. I don't want to fight you. I had to kill him. I had no choice. Take this, you freak. Oh man, I wish we could have been friends. Well, we must carry on. I continued with my journey and found a fortress along the way where I met some blaze. The blaze shot fireballs at me, so I had to shoot back at them. It turned out to be a draw, so I talked to one of the blazes and he ended up helping me out. Please show me the way to the piglin base. I am on a very important mission. We then headed towards the piglin base. By days 63 through 66, I was flying around the nether, and the blaze showed me to the bastion remnant. Here we are. It seems like we're going in the right direction. I decided to part ways with the blaze, because I was now at the piglin base. All right, Mr. Blaze, you can go now. Thank you for leading me here. Have an apple. You can eat it on the way back. As I crossed into the piglin territory, the piglins quickly came up to me and looked enamored.
I love what you've done with your skin.
The piglins made me feel like a king. They started to give me gifts. Wow, thank you, kind piglins. I love these knickknacks, except for the gravel. After thanking the piglins for the lovely gifts, the piglin brute came over to us and spoke to the piglins.
All hail the golden dragon. He is now our savior who will lavish us with golden powers.
I thought this could actually be good, you know? If this army of piglins saw me as their savior, I could do anything I wanted. Yes, it is me, the golden dragon. I have come to lavish you with,
golden powers.
Yes, golden powers. Here, take some of these gold ingots. The piglins ran around catching the gold ingots. Then I asked the brute if he could aid me in my battle.
Thank you, my savior.
Of course, it's my duty to serve you well. I'm actually in a bit of a pickle right now.
How so?
I am in a battle against the Goblin King. He has betrayed me and murdered my family. I must fight him, but I need your help. The brute seemed like he wanted to help, but he couldn't.
Unfortunately, my army and I cannot help you fight. That is, unless you are able to bring the war to the Nether. We can't leave without turning into zombies.
I see. That'll be tricky.
Plus, we are trying to rebuild our gold collection, so most of my piglins are away mining.
Although he could not help me, I was happy to have experienced this admiration.
But if you ever need help while you're in the Nether, you can count on us.
Thank you, everyone. I'll see you some other time. I left the piglins and headed back home. On days 67 through 70, I headed back home and noticed that the base was under attack. Oh no, zombie goblins! I tried to fight the zombie goblins before they made any destruction. You guys are vicious. Take some fireball. As I shot the fireballs, they started turning blue. I'm getting stronger by the minute. Now with my new blue fireball, I felt more powerful than ever before. Oh wow, I'm getting as big and strong as my mom. Let's go! I finished killing all the zombie goblins, and then Jeff approached me with so much excitement. Hi, Jeff. Look how big and strong I am. I'm ready to fight the king. Jeff wanted to tell me that he gathered up enough gold to make the army of golden golems. And now that I was even stronger, we were more than prepared to plan our attack. Before we continued our plan, we found a little nook next to a campfire and stopped to rest. On days 71 through 74, I went mining for more diamonds. Whoa, Jeff, I think this should be all we need. I took the diamonds and created the rest of my diamond armor set. Then it was time to enchant all of my diamond stuff. Ooh, fire aspect on my sword. Ooh, and protection and unbreaking on all my other stuff. Ooh, I got feather falling on my boots. Next, I collected all the gold Jeff had mined and got to work on crafting more golden golems. You ready to meet your new brothers and sisters, Jeff? I started spawning the gold golems, and we had so many of them. Our army was complete. All we had to do next was train them on how to fight. Jeff, they're gonna need weapons. You mind doing some more mining? To get materials for their swords and axes. While Jeff was busy, I took the time to show everyone their new home and got prepared to take care of such a big army. On days 75 through 78, I crafted some golden foods, such as golden chicken and golden steak. This looks delicious. I gotta try it. Yeah, that's great. The smell of my delicious food started attracting monsters. Oh no, what are those gross things? They better not try and steal my food. The golden food had attracted giant death worms who wanted to steal my goods. You animals will never learn, will you? I fought the deadly worm and slayed it with no mercy. When I killed it, I gained 20 hearts. Whoa, I'm even stronger now. Goblin King is going down. While I was cleaning up, Jeff showed up with a bunch of gold to make weapons. Awesome, Jeff. After that, I think we all deserve a good night's rest. We have a big day tomorrow. We went to bed and felt the anticipation coming in. I was so excited to build my army. Between days 79 through 84, I began training my golden army. I handed out all the weapons to the golden golems. Now this is an army I can lead into battle. I gave my golden army some of the golden meats that I had made for some extra strength. Now we were ready to march towards the Goblin King. Follow me to victory, my friends! We traveled towards the Goblin King's castle and stumbled across a group of sirens.
Hey, you! What's with all those golden creatures following you?
That's my army. I'm on my way to defeat the Goblin King.
Oh, I despise that tiny greedy minion. Here, take this potion of healing. It could aid you in the battle.
Thank you so much. I hope I can succeed in defeating him.
Of course, it is my pleasure. Good luck.
I took the potion and moved towards the Goblin King's castle. On days 85 through 89, we made it to the Goblin King's castle, and I got my army riled up. This is it, guys. Leave no goblin breathing. We have to be ruthless, or we'll never live in peace. Now go, my friends. Be merciless. My army and I headed towards the goblins and began attacking, and I was able to take out a lot of the goblins, but my golden golems were not as strong as I was expecting.
You think this army will be able to take us out? Think again! Thelonious, kill this dragon!
The ogre was strong, but I had the power of flight, and I was easily able to take him out. Take that!
How dare you kill my ogre! Now I will kill your little friends!
The king waved his wand and struck Jeff down. Jeff, no! I was so in shock, I had no idea what to do. I watched as my entire golden army was decimated, and all my plans of taking down the Goblin King were destroyed. I have to retreat.
Yes! Run, you coward! But no! I will find you and rip that gold off of you!
I flew away, disappointed in my loss, and sad that this battle cost the life of my best friend, Jeff. On days 90 through 93, we traveled through a forest and passed a cute mushroom town full of pixies. Look at all those mushrooms! I started seeing so many pixies and remembered that they couldn't be trusted. I'm not falling for your little tricks this time, you pixies. A pixie flew over to me and offered to trade.
Greetings, traveler. Welcome to Sherrytown.
I'm just passing by. You pixies are fierce, but I'm fiercer. Don't you dare mess with the golden dragon.
Oh no, we won't bite. Would you be interested in doing a trade?
Well, what do you want? I just lost a battle with the Goblin King. I don't exactly know what I need right now.
Perhaps a poisonous mushroom for your enemy? How about that?
Huh, that's clever. You tricky pixies know how to plan for revenge, don't ya? Here, have some gold. The pixie gave me her most poisonous splash potion, which I figured could help me when I attack the Goblin King again.
Be careful now. One bite will kill you.
I took the poison and then went looking for a place to rest and plot my revenge. From days 94 through 96, I built a fort to rest in and planned for my attack. It was very cozy, and I probably spent way too much time building it. How do I win? Not even an entire army could help me. Maybe the poisonous splash potion could help me. Or maybe I just live here for the rest of the 100 days and be sad. No, I can't do that. I started plotting for revenge, thinking of the tools I now had to help me. What do I have? Diamond armor, a flame aspect sword, an explosive fireball attack, and some poison. While I was contemplating life, a goblin approached, and I was ready to kill him, but he turned out to be friendly.
Hey, I don't mean no harms to ya.
Wait, what? I thought all goblins were evil and greedy.
The Goblin King gives us a bad rep, you see? Me personally, I hate that guy. He ruined the economy.
Do you have any ideas on how to kill him? I tried, but I failed. I even lost my best friend along the way.
Well, yous can always try poisoning him, but it won't be easy getting him to eat something. Us goblins are picky eaters, you see?
I thought maybe if I combined the poison with some gold, the king would want to eat it. You wouldn't happen to have a recipe for golden mushroom stew, would you? I think he'd love anything cooked with gold.
Funny you ask. I do happen to know a recipe. I got it from my great grand goblin.
Okay, let me have it so I can add the poison and kill the Goblin King.
Well, I ain't gonna give it to you for free. How's about an exchange of some sort?
Well, what do you want?
A golden hook would do. I've always wanted to be a pirate, you see.
How about a bunch of golden sheets?
Works for me. Here you go.
Thanks. Now that I had the recipe for the stew, I was ready to get cooking. On days 97 through 98, I used the recipe to craft a golden mushroom stew with a dash of pixie poison in it. Hopefully I won't have to use this. I decided to finish the farm since I was already home, but I had to find more crops from other villages nearby. Sorry, I need these more than you do. I'm fighting a war. I acquired enough crops to finish up my farm and plant so many veggies. It was unbelievable. Now I have unlimited crops. I still felt a bit depressed about what happened to Jeff, so I decided to make a huge golden tower in his name with the gold he left me. But he didn't leave me enough, so I also went mining for more, smelted all the gold I found, then made golden blocks, before finally making the golden tower, which was so tall I could perch myself on top and see from miles away. This one's for you, Jeff. You deserved better. But something was wrong. A group of goblins were marching towards my base. Give me a break here. I'm sick of you goblins. Without hesitation, I slayed all the invaders and became enraged. The Goblin King must be taken down. I gotta go find him. No time to wait. I then left in a hurry to go find the Goblin King. But first, I needed some help. On day 99, I sought out the Cyclops from earlier. He could definitely help me in the battle.
Hey, it's you again. What are you doing here?
I need your help.
Oh yeah? How can I help you?
I need to defeat the Goblin King and his army. Last time I failed, and even lost my best friend in the fight. This time, I'm gonna need some more help. Would you like to aid in this battle?
Ah, that Goblin King is an idiot. One of his minions killed my cousin. I would love to help you destroy him.
Oh no. We must bring a stop to this. Let's go now. We headed back to the Nether, and I decided to recruit more members because I needed a strong army to defeat the king. I'm gonna need to recruit more people to help us win this battle. We cannot be defeated again.
Perhaps the piglins? Those guys are feisty.
That's a great idea. They offered to help out as well. Let's go ask them. We arrived at the piglin base, and I asked the leader if they could aid me in this battle. Hello again, Mr. Brute.
Our golden savior. It's good to see you again. How was the battle?
Unfortunately, we lost, but I'm ready to battle again. This time, I really need your help.
We would love to help. Piglins, line up!
Before we head off, I'd like to remind you piglins to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video, and leave a comment telling me what you'd like me to be in my next 100 days video. All right, let's go! It was finally day 100, and my new army and I were ready to fight the Goblin King. I flew around the Nether and found his new base. Then we started attacking all the goblins and trolls around. The Cyclops was eating them all, and I was using my fireballs against them. Finally, the Goblin King stepped out.
I see you and your goons have found my new headquarters. You're a fool for coming here, Bronzo.
You're gonna pay for Jeff's life, Goblin King, and when I'm finished with you, I'm gonna take all your riches you stole from others.
Doesn't that make you just as bad as me?
No, it doesn't. Prepare to die. The Goblin King opened up his attack with a Myrmic swarm. He used it to summon these strange bugs to attack me and my friends. Most of my army was killed by the vicious insects. Everyone, don't let your guard down. My army was dwindling again. Was this gonna be like the last war? I couldn't lose to the Goblin King again. I used my fire aspect sword to kill the swarmers while keeping a good distance between me and the Goblin King. This way he wouldn't get a good shot at me.
You fools! What are you doing? You don't get to die now. You die when I say so.
He then went into his main room, and I followed. Now I could focus all of my energy on the Goblin King. The Goblin King wasn't going to let me get to him that easily. He brandished a glowing phantasmal blade and began launching spectacle images of the sword at me. And boy did they hurt. I crashed directly into the ground, and I only had one heart left. The Goblin King walked up to me and laughed.
Weak, pathetic dragon. Any last words?
GG, Goblin King. You bested me. How about a golden mushroom stew as respect?
Did you say golden mushroom stew? I have to try this. Give me here.
The Golden King devoured the poison stew without a second thought. He immediately began taking damage.
Oh, what did you put in that?
Oh, just a little pixie poison. Ha 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 ha! That's what you get for being greedy.
But I'm allergic to pixie poison. Curse you, Bronzo!
The Goblin King died, and I was victorious! It worked! Bronzo!